Welcome to the Girls and Girls podcast.
I'm Shauna.
And I'm Lexie.
And on today's episode, we are going to be talking about
the Goatman's Bridge.
Sorry, it's just you had it in front. I thought you had it in front of
me.
No,
it's scrolled down.
So I left it so that you were saying it. Okay.
Yeah, but it's scrolled down.
Oh,
what I mean.
that was
so,
not fair of me. Okay. So we are going to be discussing the history and the background of the Goatman's Bridge. We have watched quite a few videos on this. Well, I think you have at least. I'm just assuming. Okay. But I went on to the actual website where you can book a tour, because obviously they're going to have the correct information and everything on it, and obviously I want to make sure we're given the right information.
Yeah.
So
where is it placed?
I'm actually not sure, but I'm sure Dallas, somewhere in Dallas. I think.
You want to go Dallas?
I mean, I never planned on it,
but do you want to?
You know what, I would actually kind of love to go to this place.
Yeah, we're rambling a bit. We haven't.
That's us.
That's just us.
But I never thought I'd want to just go to a bridge. Imagine traveling all that way for a bridge.
Yeah, but to speak to a demonic entity, yeah.
You'd have to make sure you were doing all the safety features though, because you're actually going there to see something demonic.
Yeah, I'll sage my whole body multiple times.
Okay, so shall we just get into the reading of the information?
Passing over Goatman's Bridge, as antiquated and creaky as the Old Alton, is normal to feel a little unsettled, but for this particular bridge, those feelings may be more grounded than not. According to local law, the historical Old Alton Bridge marks the entryway to the territory of a malevolent, demonic force known only as the Goatman. Some even believe that crossing over the bridge at certain times of night can unlock a portal into hell itself, but be warned, the creature is said to appear whenever someone mentions its name.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I read that because I did I haven't read it all in detail, but I read just overview to make sure it is what we needed. And when I read that, I was like, we're gonna literally be talking about it. We're gonna be saying the name quite often while doing this podcast, so that's gonna be fun.
Well, I just said the name. I said force only as the Goatman.
Yeah.
The Goatman.
Stop saying it.
The Goatman. I just said it 3 times.
That's even worse, isn't it? I don't know if there's an amount of times you have to say it, or if it's just talking about it.
Don't know.
Is the Goatman real? The Old Alton Bridge, also known as the Haunted Bridge, has long been the centre of eerie tales surrounding the mysterious Goatman. This legendary creature is said to haunt the bridge, with locals sharing chilling stories of strange sightings and terrifying encounters. Known as Goatman's Bridge is a must-visit spot for anyone interested in the supernatural. History and background. The Old Alton Bridge is a historic iron bridge that spans over the muddy waters of Hickory Creek and connects the city of Denton to the city of Copper Canyon, a little less than an hour's drive from Dallas. The bridge's architectural composition is known as a truss, a visual distinct structure of connected elements forming triangular units. These units are usually stressed from tension, compression, or both in order to support heavy loads. Heavy loads were exactly what the bridge was intended to support when the King Iron Bridge Manufacturing Company commissioned it in 1884. In a time predating cars, massive cargo carriages drawn by hefty workhorses became the bridge's most frequent users. Gradually, these carriages were replaced by automobiles, which were supported equally as well by the bridge's sturdy truss structure. The Old Alton derives its name from the now abandoned town in Alton, which from 1850 to 1856 served the seat of Denton County, though the community is no more, the name remains. Although as far back as the 1930s, the bridge has taken on a second, much more sinister nickname, Goatman's Bridge. For decades, the Goatman remained as consistently in use as it had in the 1880s. However, this changed in 2001 when vehicle traffic was redirected to an adjacent, more contemporary concrete and steel bridge. This change was enacted to correct a glaring problem that has arisen when the bridge transitioned from carrying horses to carrying cars. Before the new bridge, drivers had to signal with their horn before crossing the signal lane bridge, as there was room for only one vehicle to pass at a time. The newly improved bridge solved this problem, as well as straightened out a sharp curve on both sides of the creek. With cars and all their noise safely out of the way, the Old Alton Bridge was free for hikers and nature lovers to pass safely. The bridge also became an important junction connected to Elm Fork Hiking Trail, to the Pilot Knoll Hiking and Equestrian Trail. I didn't say so. Reverting the bridge back to its original use and transporting horses and their riders. Along with hikers, bikers and horseback riders, the Old Alton Bridge and surrounding wooded areas have become a popular destination for bird watchers and nature photographers. In July of 1988, at just over 100, the Old Alton Bridge landed a coveted spot on the National Register of Historic Places, as well as recognition as a Texas historic landmark. Signs found around the area clearly denote the special place the bridge and surrounding woods have in the community's hearts, including one which reads, "I have many memories of the Old Alton Bridge and I love every one of them," a quote attributed by Wayne Stewart Ryan. Despite the warmth of the community displays towards the bridge, another feeling along permits the hot summer air when wandering down the old Goatman Bridge at dusk, a feeling of deep, almost primordial terror of what lurks beneath. You can stop whenever you want.
What was that?
It was the water falling, but Lexie, I don't like that.
No, Shauna, I put it there and it wasn't on the edge, it Shauna fell.
Have you noticed creepy things only happen when we're doing this podcast? Anyway, I'm hearing creaks now.
Yeah, I just heard it. Oh, okay, I think that's that there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's that.
It is.
But the water's unexplainable because I didn't put it on the edge.
No. We was literally talking about the water because you gave
Oh,
it.
so it fell on the wrong side. If it was to fall, it would fall the cat pointing this way, but it's pointing that way.
Was you
No, that actually doesn't make sense. No, because it would have fell this way, right? And if it fell this way, the cat would be pointing this way. But instead, it's all the way by the chair with the cat facing that way.
Yeah, I think it hit the chair as it went down. I kind of saw it in the corner of my eye.
I don't know. Haunted bridge happenings. While some bridges are inhabited by pesky creatures such as trolls, the Old Alton Bridge harbours a monster of a much darker nature. The ominously named Goatman has been described by witnesses as a truly frightening sight plucked straight from a nightmare or the yellowed pages of a book of folk tales. According to their reporters, the Goatman stands 8 feet tall with the chest and arms of a man, the hindquarters and hoofed feet of a goat, and a frightening goat's head complete with huge curled horns and glowing eyes. Some reporters describe the Goatman's fur as a deep fiery red, while others describe his colouring as black as night, so black you can hardly see him as he moves through the edges of the trees.
Creepy.
I'd love to see that, Loki.
What? Why would you... Okay. I mean, I get
Because
that,
look,
actually.
that's supposed to be him. He looks cool.
Yeah, but imagine just seeing that in the night.
Then I might be petrified, but it's just like,
Okay.
Whenever a sighting of this ghastly figure occurs, a string of mysterious disappearances is sure to follow. Never mind, I don't want to see this, dude. Some believe the Goatman remains dormant for years at a time and awakes only to hunt for prey. Other legends circulating about the demon focus on his name. According to legend, those who dare speak the Goatman's name while crossing his bridge unwittingly summon his spirit. While the Goatman is said to sleep beneath the Old Alton during the day, he habitually creeps out from under it to hunt for food at night, returning only at the sound of his name. If his name is uttered during day, he is awakened and is often even more vicious due to the disruption of his sleep cycle, or so the story goes. Now I hope that's his name being spoken on the bridge.
I hope so.
Because we've just said his name multiple times.
And it's 5:30 in the afternoon.
And it's 5:30.
Technically it's daytime.
Legend further holds that the Goatman's Bridge provides a gateway into hell. Visitors crossing the bridge at exactly 3 a.m. have reported horrific visions of fire and brimstone, those fortunate enough to return, that is.
Wait, so some people don't even return?
Yeah, so people crossing it at 3 a.m. see visions of fire and brimstone, but then some of them don't even return. Some people just don't return.
That is
Terrifying.
Terrifying. A second spirit is often said to keep the Goatman company, that of a young mother crying out eternally for her lost child. Residents making their way over the bridge late at night have reportedly heard her ghostly wails, and others have spotted her crying at the bridge's centre. When approached, the woman is said to vanish. Some say the two ghosts are connected, and that years ago the Goatman stole the young woman's baby. When she found out, she threw herself from the bridge, and her spirit has haunted it ever since. Okay, that is actually like quite sad.
Yeah.
Not that I'm not that laugh.
No, that was like another laugh. Yeah,
I didn't laugh at that. It was just kind of like... Aside from demonic satires, a second version of the story seeks to explain the origins of Goatman's Bridge. According to the story, a black goat farmer by the name of Oscar Washburn and his family moved into a home located just north of the Old Alton Bridge. Within a few years, Oscar had built a reputation for himself as a reliable and trustworthy businessman and a vulnerable member of the community. Many of his neighbours bestowed upon him the affectionate nickname the Goatman. However, not everyone was pleased with Oscar's newfound success and acceptance within the North Texas community. A vicious and hateful group of Klansmen working in the local government began to conspire against him, waiting for Oscar to slip and give them some excuse to be rid of him. Their chance finally came that summer. Unaware of the plot against him, Oscar had rather harmlessly installed a sign on the Old Alton Bridge reading, "This way to the Goatman's." In response, the members of the clan employed at the local police station drafted a law making it illegal to solicit anything at the bridge and duly arrested Oscar in August of 1938. The Klansmen, however, did not exactly follow the due process of the law. Instead of reading Oscar his Miranda rights, the men assembled a vicious mob to cross the bridge and kidnap Oscar from his home. The men dragged him to the bridge where they had prepared a noose. After securing it around Oscar's neck, they tossed him over the side. But when they checked the noose to ensure that Oscar had died, they were in for quite the shock. The noose was empty. In a panic, the mob fled from the bridge. To this day, no one knows exactly how Oscar was able to evade the mob's wrath, but legends hold that the name Goatman's Bridge came about to honour him.
Other strange happenings recorded at the bridge include strange lights appearing in the surrounding woods, along with reports of visitors feeling hands grab at them in the dark, a rain of rocks pelting them as they crossed the bridge. Due to the great number of unexplained happenings at the Old Alton, the bridge has been the subject of a number of investigative paranormal shows, ghost adventures, and BuzzFeed Unsolved Supernatural among them. So whether the Old Alton is named after a terrifying demon or a particularly resilient goat farmer, the haunted bridge is certain worth the trip. Nature lovers and paranormal enthusiasts alike will love checking out the remarkable historic landmark and the beautiful scenery surrounding it. Just be sure not to cross after 3 a.m. The story of the Goatman's Bridge suggests that's when the real terror begins.
Wow.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, so that is all that they have on the website. Now, what I find, it makes kind of a lot of sense of why it would kind of, well, why it is a demonic place.
Yeah.
Especially if the story of, like, the woman losing the baby? No, the baby getting stolen, and then her, like...
yeeting herself.
Oh my gosh, Lexie. Jumping off the bridge. Isn't it that, like, sadness or, like, sorrow can attract, like, demonic things more?
Because that feeds them.
Yeah, they feed off of that. So, you know, it makes a lot of sense.
They feed off, like, sadness and, like, fear and, like, just, like, all like,
all
the
the
more...
emotions.
Instead of, like, happy or unbothered, like, all the, like, more...
raw emotions.
Yeah.
Where you're, like, really feeling the feels.
Yeah. When your guard is down.
Yes.
That's
literally.
a better way to put it, when your guard's down.
Yeah, because they see it as that's the best time to get to you type thing.
Yeah.
Also, don't cross the bridge at 3 a.m.
They've said that multiple times. Don't be crossing.
Yeah, but that's just because that is apparently the...
I'd cross that at 3 a.m. Tell me not to do something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, but that is just so you.
That is so me.
Like, that is just you with everything.
Yeah.
No matter what. Especially when it comes to paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
I would say that you are, like, more of, I was going to say daredevil, but that's just the wrong type of words for this conversation.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't see me going across it at 3 a.m. Maybe
No,
paranormal stuff.
you would though, because you'll be with me, and if I am, you're not going to just leave me in the woods alone, so you're going to come with me.
I think when it comes to paranormal stuff, that's the only time where I would do things that you're not really supposed to. But that's just because I'm intrigued and I want to find out more and I want to like dive in deeper. And they always say sometimes you have to push the limit, but not too much. Make sure you
but
do
like
something.
also there's like a 50-50 if you're going to be like snatched and disappeared. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because a lot of people are disappearing and it's like, where are they going?
In the goatman's stomach.
What, you think the goatman's eating?
No, I don't know. Well, he's a ghost. He doesn't eat.
It's not a ghost. It's a demon. They're different.
Good point.
I don't know too much.
An entity, a spirit, a ghost, and a demon are all like different.
They're all different.
Yeah.
Demons are the ones you don't want to mess with.
But knowing me, I probably would.
But I must say, this bridge does fascinate me a lot, and especially because there is quite like a very specific story. So, and there's kind of like two different types of stories. So there's the one where the baby got stolen, the woman
Yeeted herself.
jumped off the bridge, and that is why you can hear.
I need
Why
to
do you
stop
keep saying
doing that.
eating?
I don't know.
You just have to make things comical.
Like, I can't just be
serious.
serious.
I mean, I suppose that's a good thing.
No, it's good in certain aspects, but when you need to be serious, it's not good.
I forgot what I was saying now. Oh
I
yeah,
don't
and that is why you can hear the woman like wail. Wait, the woman's wails. There we go. That sounds weird.
The woman crying.
Yeah, the woman crying. But then there's also the story of Oscar.
Yeah.
I mean, where did he go? How did he get out of the noose? Do you know what one of those are?
No.
It's where basically they've like tied something around his neck.
I
I think.
think. Yeah, I don't know. Wait, but was it attached to something? Because
Yeah.
if it wasn't attached to anything, then he could have literally just got up
Normally
and went.
they have something like heavy on the end, so that when they chucked him into the water, he would have not been able to like float up, or it would have been so tight that he couldn't escape. But if he escaped, where did he go? Because no one has.
Wait,
like,
if it's
seen him since.
water, right? If it's water, how do they know he didn't just sink to the bottom if they put something heavy on it?
Because he was gone.
Yeah, but if it's water, would you not just...
No, I mean like the noose was empty. What is a noose?
I don't know.
Because I was so confident in my answer, and now I'm not like 100% sure because I'm doubting myself because of this conversation. I'm just gonna like double check that we are getting this. Yeah, I'm correct. It's a knot. So they would have like...
Oh,
they could have like tied it around his
I've
neck.
seen that before. Don't ask why.
Sometimes they tie it around the leg, so that if they were to push him, he couldn't do anything. His stuff.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Not
Actually-
in real life. Just putting that out there. Just putting that out
There
there.
you go. A loop with a running knot tightening as the rope or wire is pulled and used to drag animals or hang people.
Yeah, that's where I would have saw it. You know when like in like pictures or something with like for like investigators and like they put pictures in their YouTube videos and like they show like for example a prison and like they did like hangings and all that in the prison. They would have used that.
So you would have seen him around.
Yeah.
So I was correct. See, I doubt myself a lot. I said it so confidently and then I doubted myself.
Yeah.
But that's just because it depends where it was tied. If they did put anything heavy on, which now that I'm thinking about it, they probably didn't. Anyway, we just really went off track with this whole thing. So that this podcast is a little bit longer because I honestly thought we was going to discuss the Goatman's Bridge a lot longer than what we ended up talking about it for. Just because there's not really much to say because obviously there's not like there's a few mysteries to it, but there isn't like
everything's explained a little bit.
I mean, that was the point. We just wanted to learn the history and the background, and it is interesting. I actually enjoy. I knew about the Goatman's Bridge. Obviously, I watched so many videos, but I wasn't 100% sure on the history, and I purposely made it so that I didn't fully read the information because I wanted like raw reaction. I just thought of something that we can talk about.
What?
Because it happened to me recently, and it's only just come to me now. I'm not sure if I told you this. I think I told it you.
Let's see my reaction if she hasn't.
I think I told you some of it, and then like I completely like didn't really think of it much, I kind of moved on with my life. And then the next day, then we had visitors. And then the next day I started really thinking about it, and I was like, that was like a really weird experience. So when we was in Wales and you and Liam went off to like
which time?
Adventure, after we got Domino's, and we went back to the campsite. This is a campsite, so it's pretty much
it's just us.
Yeah, it's just us. And we know that it's just us because, like, one, it's late, and two, it is used for like off-road biking and stuff, but only during the day.
Like, no one's doing that at night because it's like pitch black. You can't see a thing.
Yeah, like once it gets dark, you can't even like see your hands in front of your face type thing. People do go on walks there, but again, only during the daytime. There's no walking, there's nothing at nighttime. You can't see. You don't know where you're going at nighttime.
Yeah, and we know there's like not anyone like around because it's like basically just like this little circle thing.
Yeah, and at this point, I think it was like 9 o'clock or almost, so it was like still a little bit light, but it was getting dark, so it was enough for like you two to go off and walk. Yeah,
because I remember we was coming back down, and it was like I was getting scared because it was getting dark, but I was getting stuck on a hill, so I was panicking.
Yeah, but either way, where we are is a little circle and it's secluded, so if there was people, we wouldn't know. If there were bikes, we would hear them go up the other hill that's
because
like
things
far
echo.
away. Yeah, it echoes. Anyway, this is the craziest thing now.
So you have not told me about this.
Have I not? Okay. So you two went off, and it was a while, and I was sitting by the van door, and yes, I was watching ghost stuff. I was watching Sam and Colby, but this doesn't have anything to do with it. And I was sitting there, I was watching it, and all of a sudden I heard your voice right by the door. It sounded like it was next to me. So I thought, and I literally said to Mum, "Oh, I think Lexie and Liam's coming back." And so I waited for a bit, and
did you hear what I said?
No,
I
didn't hear what was said. It was just like your voice. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
But I thought like I heard you like talking to Liam.
Yeah, like
you
like
mumbling.
Like yeah,
but in your voice, like coming down the road bit. So I waited, but I said to Mum, "Oh, I think Liam and Lexie's back." And I waited a while, and I was like, I would have thought I would have seen them by now. And you wasn't there. Now, I was like, I'm going to be brave. I don't know why I had this moment, but I decided to get out the van, have a look. You weren't there. And that is when I was like, this is really weird. I said to Mum, I was like, they're not here. And she was like, what do you mean? I was like, they're not here, but I 100% heard Lexie's voice. And I was baffled. But anyway, I went back to watching my video, and it was like 15 minutes later and you come back. So you couldn't have been anywhere near us.
No, I would be up at the lake by then.
And at this point they had been gone for about 10 minutes, so they could have been further enough away that I didn't hear her anyway.
Yeah, in about 10 minutes we probably would have like just arrived to the lake.
Yeah, so you was gone about 10 minutes. You came back 15 minutes later after this. And I think I said to you, was you anywhere, like, where were you? And you told us that the place, but obviously I know it's quite far away. And then that's when I was, like, confused. But anyway, I didn't have time to actually think about it, because then we got visitors. And then the next day...
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah. And then the next day, I sat there and I thought, what the hell? And I really had that, like, what the hell moment, because I've obviously had experiences, but I've never had an experience so close to me. It literally felt like you was like next to me talking to me.
Like right now?
Yeah.
That's how clear it was?
Yeah, and I heard like you mumbling, and it was like exactly your voice. Anyway, like I said, it could literally be anything.
Are you sure it isn't like one of those things where you hear something, but it's actually just in your head? Like, for example, yesterday I was laying here and I heard Mum like cough, but like she didn't. That's
what I mean. Like, it literally could be anything. It could be my mind, because obviously
I'm my
always
voice
around you. Yeah, I know your voice, so it could have been in my head, but
maybe you just missed me because I was gone for 20 minutes.
No, not at all. But it was a weird experience. Like I said, could be anything. I'm not saying it's a ghost. I'm not someone like that. I'm just saying it was a weird experience.
You know what's weird though? if it was like not in your head, what's weird about that though is like I constantly feel something looking at me. Not even looking at me, just in the the perimeter of me.
Yeah. And then I don't think I told you, but I told Mum at the time, and I didn't tell anyone out loud because Liam was sleeping in his own tent and I didn't want to scare him.
Yeah.
But I think it was the night before we was leaving, and I heard talking down the mountain.
I remember you whispering something about that, but I had no clue what you was trying to say because I was like, what? And you're like, Liam sleep, I don't want to scare him. I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
I tried to tell you, but like I couldn't fully tell you. But yeah, I heard someone like literally having a conversation, like whispering down down the bank.
Where Storm's Pool.
Yeah, where Liam was to get Storm's Ball. And I have video footage that there's obviously no way people are going to be there. It's just fallen trees and fallen bushes.
Yeah. You're not going to find some person having a little stroll down there.
No way.
They will probably end up getting sticks all in their legs.
Yeah. Like when Liam went down there, he was having to do parkour. He was falling off trees and everything.
Yeah.
All for a ball. But all I'm saying, crazy experience. And a few years ago, Liam got smacked at the back of the head.
Yeah, I remember that.
But we did find out that someone died at the lake? Like drowned in the lake or something.
The one I went to?
I think so. I'm pretty sure Liam said.
Hold up. I didn't know this.
Apparently. There's a bench with the person's name on it.
Shauna, no. When you just
What?
said that, I walked past it and you know when we went up?
Yeah.
I went past the bench and I said to we stopped in front of it and I said, who is this? Whose name's on the bench?
Apparently he died there.
I promise, even ask Liam, when we walked past the bench, I stopped and I was like, whose this? Whose name is it? Like, and we read it.
And I just said the bench.
We read it.
And I've never been up there. The only reason I know about the bench is because Liam said a few years ago.
I read it out loud and everything.
So there is actually a bench with
yes.
someone's name on it. Yeah, apparently he
For
died
example,
there.
you know, it kind of looks like, you know, in the Vampire Diaries when, spoiler alert if you haven't watched the Vampire Diaries, by the way, you know in the Vampire Diaries when Caroline's mom dies, right, and they get her a bench with a metal thing screwed into it with her name and all that on it. It's like that, but it has his name and then a little description of him at the bottom.
That is freaky. Because, like I said,
I've also sat on that bench before. Not last time, but I did sit on it before.
Yeah, because they used, like, benches as, like, a memorial type thing.
Yeah.
Like, to remember the person. But apparently, I'm not 100% on the story, but he either died by the lake or he died in the lake. Or something like that. But either way, someone's died in that area, so it wouldn't surprise me if there is, like, ghost activity.
That's creepy, because me and Liam was both getting scared because of how silent it was, and then we heard, like, I don't really know how to explain it, but we heard, like, this thing. I don't really know how to explain it properly, but it was really creepy.
I'm so tempted to get, like, a REM pod and, like, spirit box and ghost hunt there. I mean, it's a bit silly. We do stay there, but I'm very...
Could we not just do it up by the lake, because it's a bit further up?
I suppose, but...
You will die going up there, though, because you can't walk down the stairs, let alone up, are you?
Wow, Lexie. I just have bad ankles and bad knees.
Yeah, you wouldn't survive.
Okay, maybe not.
It's really steep.
Yeah, maybe not up the lake then. Well, you know, if one area is haunted, the whole area is most likely to be haunted.
Yeah, but I don't want to do it in a little circle, because there's nowhere to run.
Well, I was thinking of putting the REM pod by the entrance.
You know what you should
in the
do?
dark.
You should
while we're sitting by the fire.
You should put the REM pod on the bench.
Yes, that would be a good place.
I want you to see the little description. I forgot what the description said, but it was like 2 sentences.
Yeah.
Like, or like just one really descriptive sentence.
Wow. Okay. Well, we ended up talking about our own experiences. Okay, so we are now that we've spoken about our own ghost stories, mine. Oh yeah, it's only mine.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I've spoken about my ghost, I don't want to say it's a ghost story. It could have been my mind, but my story, my weird experience, which wasn't planned. Let's get on into some ghost stories on Reddit from other people's experiences, because sometimes we like to do this and it's fun.
It is really fun. I do like it
because I find it interesting. This is the amount of ghost stories they have. So I have 2 in my old house, 1 from my POV and 1 from my parents. From mine, I was home alone around 7:30, 8 p.m. when I was about 14, 15. My dad would get off work around 8, then get home around 8:30. He would like to try to sneak in and scare me sometimes. So one day when I heard the stairs suddenly being stomped on, I said, "I know that's you," but got no reply. So I messaged him, and turns out he was still at work, getting ready to leave. I checked the driveway to confirm, and nobody was home. My dog was there, but the force used on the steps and the speed of the steps couldn't have been a dog. From a parent's POV, it was about 3 a.m. one night, and they were on the couch watching a movie. They heard an old lady say, "Hello," from the top of the stairs. They thought it might have been part of the movie, so rewinded, but they didn't hear it again. The next morning they thought it could have been one of my little sister's toys, but no toy they had could have done that. After they told me that story, I remembered how when we first moved in that apartment, I was over at a new friend's house and his mom was talking about how there was an old couple there that passed away not long before we moved in. Creepy. Wow.
Whoa.
Okay, so with the first story of their dad normally going in, scaring them, the stomping on the stairs, it could have been the dog, but then they do say that the steps and the speed couldn't have been a dog. But I don't know, dogs can be quite loud and speedy.
They can, and I know that from experience. When I throw a dog toy down the stairs and Storm runs for it.
I thought you were going to say when you throw a dog down the stairs.
No!
I was really nervous.
When I throw a dog toy down the stairs.
Dog toy. Oh my goodness, that could have... Anyway, so that could be the dog. I believe in ghosts, but if I'm being like skeptical about all this, could have been the dog. But I'm going to say it's a ghost because it's fun.
Not necessarily a ghost, it could be a spirit.
Yeah. Anyway, and then there is the hello from the top of the stairs, and they thought it was the movie.
Well, maybe she was just greeting them.
I mean, have they had like any more experiences, or was it just a hello?
Yeah.
Well, it's more of a hello, like question mark, as they've put. So it's more like a hello, as in like, is anyone there?
Hello?
And also, they said a couple passed away. An old couple passed away, so like, did they both like pass away at the same time or separate times?
I don't know, but I don't think it matters because that's just basically saying an old woman was there beforehand and died.
But I'm interested. I want all the information.
Well, it doesn't say all that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know. That's part of Reddit though. Sometimes you don't get all the information, but you can still be intrigued. And it couldn't have been a toy. I don't think I know any kids' toys that go hello.
I do.
Like, just a hello. Nothing else.
No, I still have it actually, but I have that toy that goes, hello, mommy.
Yeah, you do. I hate that toy.
I don't know why I still have it. It's just an attachment, okay? It's downstairs in a pile of God knows what.
No, that creeps me out. Just like that doll that you have that has like the clear eyes.
Oh yeah, I called that Baby Liam. I named it Baby Liam.
Yeah, but I don't like that doll. And you've said that it's moved. No, is it that it's moved or... You said you had weird things.
What's really weird about... What just happened to my mic in my ear? Anyway, it's really creepy because I've had some type of like weird feeling, not because of you, but like because of whenever I'm close to both of the dolls, it's just weird. And it's so like weird. Have you noticed? Like I've like, whoa!
I don't know what just happened to you.
Anyway, have you noticed that I have loads of like experience of just feeling something or seeing the energy? Like I don't know how do you explain it that well?
Yeah, like, and I would say it's been like more recently where, well, actually always, because of what happened at Nan's with you seeing the person.
Yeah.
But more recently you've been on about it again where you can like sense things. I mean, come on. Or like see things.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in the other room and you came into me and you was like refusing to come back in here.
I was shaking and tearing up because of how scared and like real it was, and you was just like, why are you shaking?
Yeah, like, because she was explaining it to me and she was like, you don't believe me, and I was like, I do believe you, but obviously I wasn't scared. But when I came in here I did have a weird feeling also, but that could have just been because you're telling me a scary story. Wow, something scary that just happened. I knew that was going to happen.
The
today.
light died,
The
so
light
sorry
died.
about the lighting now,
But
but
I knew that was going to happen. Do you want to tell the story about what you saw?
I hope it doesn't hate me after this, because I've saw it since. Don't know if it's the same thing though,
Oh.
but it felt like the same thing, so.
Well, I didn't know that you saw it since. Well, I don't think I knew that you saw it since.
And it's so annoying because I feel like that's the thing that I just sense 24/7.
Well, like just that one thing.
Yeah, it feels like the same energy. It's so weird.
Does it feel like evil or nice? Or
It's like it wants me to open up that spirit talk I have on my phone. Like it's kind of just like wants to speak, but then it's like I talk about using protection spells or like something about protection, and then it just gets mad. Or if I'm just like, it feels like more annoyed or something.
Yeah.
Or like whenever I'm just not opening up the app, it just feels irritated at me.
Right.
Like being like, open up the app, will you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. And then also, you told Liam that you saw like energy in his room.
yeah. It sounds so fake, and I know it sounds fake.
It sounds weird. But please note, this was after I had seen something in his room.
Oh yeah, explain that.
Yeah, actually I'll explain that. So, this was before we went to Wales, literally a few days before. And I'm going to say this could have been my eyes adjusting, because although I was in a dark room going into a dark room, so I can't see, but
It wouldn't be adjusting.
I don't know. That is what I have been saying. It could have been my eyes adjusting. I'm not just going to say, oh, it's
Yeah,
a ghost,
but
or
if it's like
it's this.
you leaving a dark room, going into a dark room, what is it adjusting to? It's dark.
Yeah, but Liam has his TV on, so it could have
maybe
caught the corner of my eye. I don't know.
That makes
But
sense.
I was leaving a room and I went into the landing and he has his door open. He was sleeping. He was asleep, and I saw like someone like this black shadow appearing from his like behind his door.
Like in between the crack of the door frame and the door, or like from
the edge. Like, you know how he has his door open?
Mhm.
Like it was peering
See, this is
round
why
to me.
This is why I can't sleep with the door open.
So it must have been stood at the bottom of his bed. And
Which doesn't make sense because he has no space at the bottom of his bed. He has a thing for his TV.
well, yeah, but it's a spirit, isn't it? It doesn't need space.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying it couldn't be anything else.
But we do believe that Liam does have some type of attachment, but
Yes.
only because, like, pictures of him have been thrown. He has been like getting, bad experiences. He's had so many weird things happen, so we just believe that he does have some type of attachment at this point.
Yeah.
What caused it? Who knows? But that is what we believe. So either way, this could be the attachment. It could have been my eyes playing up, because I mean it happens. But
Do you think the little energy thing I've been seeing, or whenever I just see it, it could just be my like eyes being weird because I'm convincing myself I see it, or like for example with the feelings instead, it could just be like, oh my god, you're scared right now. But half of the time I'm not scared, so it doesn't make sense.
well, I mean, when you saw what you saw, which we still haven't explained, you was on the phone, so you weren't even thinking of anything like that.
Yeah. Well, I was texting and then I called her because
Oh,
I
yeah.
got petrified.
Yeah. So
It was getting closer to me.
did you want to tell that story so that like
Let me quickly just tell the thing in there because that's like less explaining because
Okay.
it didn't give me anything.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so yeah, you was explaining Yeah, so I was sat here, Shauna was sat there, Liam was saying goodnight in the door frame. Well, in our door frame. What was you saying? You were saying something about that, and then he got scared. I walked next to him in the door frame. I don't know what reason it was for, but it was for some reason. And then I turned, because if you was to stand outside in our door frame and look that way, you see in his room if it's open. And I just saw this, like, energy. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's like not a shadow, and it's nothing like that. It's just energy, right? And I see it, and it's like just above. How do I explain this? There's this white line above his curtain. What is that called? Above his window. You know what I'm talking about, though? The white line. Yeah.
The windowsill.
No, it's above the window. Like, you would use it probably as, like, boards across the thing, but it's, like, thinner and it's just above his window. I don't know how to explain it, but it was at that height, so basically quite tall because it was almost to the ceiling, but just a little bit shorter. And it was just, like, energy. And I couldn't really, like, figure it out too much because it just, I don't know. And I told him, which I probably shouldn't have, because then he got scared to go into his room for bed. But then I just came back, sat here. He was scared. He was refusing to go to sleep because I've scared him with that. So I was like, do you want me to check if it's still there, if I still see it or like just feel it or anything? And he said yeah. So I went back, looked at it. It was still there, but it was just less out there, if that makes sense. Yeah, it was just less, like, I would say showing itself to me, but I'm not a psychic medium from what I know.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. But yeah, so I just told him no, it's not there anymore, just because I don't want to scare him. But then I came in here and winked at Shauna like, yeah, it is there. But that's like, yeah, he then went to sleep, so.
The story about in here.
So I was basically texting my friend, and she was with her friends all day, and we were just talking about how she was in the woods and blah 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 blah, whatever. And then I just see this energy, and it was like as tall as, like, they can't even see the bookshelf, but like the fourth and like a half shelf, like it was as tall as that. And it was just, yet again, not a shadow, it was just more energy wise. And like I could see like its head, its arms, its legs, its body, like everything, but it was just more energy wise. And I texted my friend, I was like, I may be going a bit delulu right now, because it was like obviously the first time I saw anything like this. What was that?
I think someone's in the bathroom.
Okay. Yeah, so I was like, I think I'm going a bit delulu, and it was just stood there, and I was like kind of getting the feeling, oh, it's not like mean, it's not demonic or anything like that. It was like nice. And then I'm getting so scared.
Why are you getting scared?
Because you seem to forget how often I'm alone in this room, and it's there. I get so scared.
You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
No,
I'm not forcing you.
I'm going to. Oh my god, wait, I might cry.
God. Why are you crying?
I'm not. I'm so scared.
Oh my god. I didn't think you'd react like this.
You don't, like, I still don't think you believe me fully, to be quite honest with you.
Why would I think you're lying?
I don't know, but I'm actually tearing up. It's so, like, I'm in here alone half of the time, every day. And you don't know how often I see this thing. It's honestly so scary.
Well, I only thought you saw it the once, so I'm sorry.
What bit did I get to? Oh yeah, I basically saw everything, and I texted my friend, oh, I'm going a bit delulu. And then, yeah, so it was just given, like, it was nice, and it was, like, friendly, and, like, you know, just kind of wanted to, like, talk or whatever. But then my friend was like, just do a protection spell just in case. So she taught me the protection spell, and I was about to do it. Like, I put my phone down to, like, actually lock in and do it. And that's when I saw it turn into, like, this big, like, deep black shadow. And it, like, was no longer a, like, person type. Like, it's not like a person's shadow. It was, like, it then spread across the whole, like, past my curtains, and then it was just there, and I was like, is this a dream? Hopefully it's a dream. And then after I texted my friend, I was like, oh my god, what is happening? And then it then went back down to how it was before, but it was more like angry. It was no longer given that friendly, oh, I just want to talk feeling. It was angry that I was trying to like put a protection spell. So that just gives me something that's not very friendly. And after a little while, it started coming closer and closer and closer. It's now the energy again, by the way, but it was like I just felt it. It was coming closer and closer and closer, and I said out loud, I was like, don't get any closer, back away. And it stopped, and then it got, after a little while, it went one step closer, and I phoned my friend, and then after I just ran out of here because like absolutely no, and I was shaking and I was tearing up and everything. It was so scary. I was telling Shauna, and then after, when we came back in, it was gone. But then, funny enough, do you remember this by the door, front door?
Yes, I remember.
And I was like, okay, hopefully I just never see this thing again. Hopefully it was just all in my head. But then we went downstairs, because I don't remember what he was baking. She was baking something. I don't know, it doesn't matter. But he was baking something. But before she was baking something, it was sat on the sofa, and I was sat on the, what is it, like armrest, or like, the armrest of the sofa, and I just felt something. I wasn't even looking in the direction, but I just felt something beside me, but like I didn't see anything, I just felt it. So I looked over, I could see this little energy again, and I'm just here like, go away. But yeah, it was there, and I was petrified again. Even you just noticed me staring. I wasn't even saying anything, I was just there like,
yeah, like she was just staring. I was like, what are you staring at? And then that's when she said that she could see the energy. Now, you did open the spirit box up downstairs for a little bit, and I can't remember what we got, but we didn't get anything that correlated to this thing, if I remember correctly.
Not specifically to the thing, but what's weird is that it took stuff and like topics that match up with what I was texting my friend about, which is just weird, which means like, oh, it could have been there and then just showed its energy to me or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which freaked me out. Also, Storm walked in, our dog, by the way. Storm walked in, and then it said dog, which just means it could see us.
Oh my god.
Remember? Do you not remember that?
No, I didn't remember that bit.
Yeah, Storm walked into the kitchen, because this is where we walked into the kitchen, and it said dog as soon as he walked in.
Wait, I do remember now that you said it. Yeah, he walked in, didn't he?
But you know what's weird? Did I explain this to you? I don't know. But when we was in the living room, sat on the sofa, it was by the door. It was the same. It matched up to the height it would have been in here, if it was in here. And then when we moved to the kitchen, it went into the living room and stopped right in like the hallway between the curtains, the door to the living room, and then the sofa. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It stopped there, but I could tell it was facing me, because we have a table that's in front of the kitchen door, and the kitchen door goes straight into the living room, and it was just stood right there, and it was looking at me because I was sat at the table, which is in front of the kitchen door. So like, we was basically just having an eye-to-eye battle thing here, honestly, to be quite honest with you. And then I haven't saw it, and then I didn't like see it in days, but now I just see it chilling in the same spot over here.
In my area.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's not like, first time I saw it, it was like more here, like right in front, but now it gets more over this way. Like, it's not right there, it's like over here now, half the time.
Interesting. Yeah, she thinks I don't believe her. I've never said if I believe her or not.
I just get the sense you just think I'm a bit delulu.
No, right, okay, I'm gonna say this. I believe you, because if you say, like, you've said it in so much detail, you always obviously keep the same story, kind of like when you was younger.
Yeah.
If you know the story, you know, but we have explained it in the podcast before whenever I say that. I do believe you, but I'm someone that also has to, this is not me asking, but I also have to see something to believe it generally myself, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Like, I believe you and I believe that you're seeing it, but I have to see it myself to believe it myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Type thing. I'm just not going to say, oh yeah, like there is actually someone, an energy in this room, because you said, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I do believe you. I believe what you're saying. I believe that you do see energy and all that, but I haven't seen it. I haven't had an experience. The only like thing I would say is I always feel like someone's hovering over me at night time.
And I feel like that's just because you're scared of what's in the dark.
Yeah.
Because you're not scared of the dark, you're scared of what's in the dark.
Yes. So I think that is just me. And my worst fear is someone standing over me at night time. So that could just be my head, you know what I mean? So I personally just haven't had any experience
Have
with
you
it.
also realised...
I don't want to either. Just clarifying.
Have you ever, like, realised that, like, I've only ever had a problem with you keeping the door cracked while, like, you sleep, while I'm in here, after I saw that thing.
Yeah.
Like, after I've locked him with, like, all that stuff.
Yeah, because you like to have the door closed. I don't. And it's an anxiety
So
thing.
we compromise and pull it half. So, like, in my thing, I don't really see it, but she can still see outside.
Yeah. And before, she didn't care. But the other day, you was like, I don't even like it when you have the door cracked. And it was so random.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we was even talking about it. I can't remember what we was talking about. But you mentioned it. I was like, I thought you didn't mind. Like, that was the compromise.
Yeah. And it's like, I didn't, but...
But now I do. Obviously, we still have a crack. We still have
But
the
that's just because,
compromise,
okay, imagine, because I've had this happen before. Oh my god, this just popped again.
I heard that.
But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, okay, imagine this, okay, lay here. The door is slammed. Anyway, lay here, and then you just see energy stood in the thing, but no one else can see it, because it's not like a shadow, it's just energy.
I'm good, thank you.
It's happened once, but like, it's like, Liam was in here, so it doesn't matter.
Oh.
It could be just a thing following Liam,
Yeah.
for all I know.
So, the discovery is you can see energy. And you can feel. Well,
Yeah,
you can
I don't
sense
really,
things.
I wouldn't class myself as like a psychic medium or
No,
anything
no.
in that, because that I'm nowhere close to that, I don't think.
No. But, I suppose you just, I don't know what you'd call it.
I don't know.
You
Am I
can
just
see it.
easier to like for spirits and all that to show themselves or something?
Well,
I
they
don't
do
know.
say the more open you are to the idea, the more you see, type thing.
Mm. But so like weird, just because I'm walking around my house and I'm just seeing some random like thing just stood on the hallway when I walk out, or just something, and it's so creepy because it just seems like something's maybe attached to me or something, because it's just wherever I am. Sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't.
But you haven't been anywhere to get an attachment. So
That's
that doesn't
the
make that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just.
But yeah.
Could it not be of like from the flat, if that was haunted, because something not just attached to a little 4-year-old me?
That's a bit creepy.
I know, but like
attached
that's
to a
when
4-year-old.
that's when like the stuff started happening. Like I saw that she was speaking directly to me because everyone else was sleeping or not in the room. I don't remember, but everyone else wasn't there. Like it was directly to me, and then after that it just took a break. But then I started like I had the 2 dolls which just gave me bad vibes. Like I used to be like, oh, I love them, but they gave me horrible vibes.
I suppose it could be from the flat because that was haunted.
And I had those dolls in the flat.
Yeah, it could be the dolls that you've brought something from them. They can become attachments. It could be family members, although not if it's mean.
Yeah, and the dolls are mine, so wouldn't the spirits be like closer to me because the dolls that they're attached to are mine?
Yeah. I think so. I think that's how it works. Anyway.
What if that spirit that I'm seeing that's more like getting angry at me, is getting angry? It's like a spirit attached to the dolls and is getting angry at me because the dolls are just piled with things on top of it and just like not taken care of anymore. Because obviously I'm not playing with dolls anymore.
It can happen. Like if it is something that's attached to the dolls and they're not being looked after, maybe they're meant a a lot to someone before.
Yeah, because I got them at a car boot.
Yeah. So they could have meant a lot to someone, and now they're not being looked after, so now they're angry.
Yeah, because it started kind of happening more like when I just didn't care about dolls anymore, and I just threw them in like the bay window.
Yeah.
Like not taking care of it. Because like before I used to kiss them on the cheek and like dress them every day, like into different outfits. I used to just take care of them a lot. But after I did that, and then I started getting more into like spirits and all that, which obviously opening myself up.
Yeah.
That's when it started happening, which kind of scares me. Thing is, I also started getting scared of the dolls because every time I slept with the one that I didn't change into a boy, my bad. Little me thought it was a guy, but it wasn't. Anyway, I basically have this blonde doll that I named Rose, or was it Rosie? I think it was Rose. Yeah, Rose. Yeah, and I named her Rose. And she has pigtails and everything, and it's literally the definition of a doll you would see in a haunted movie. It's honestly petrifying.
Besides the other one? Like,
yeah.
The eyes are like clear.
Like they discoloured.
Yeah, literally discoloured. Like that is probably how old that doll is. Anyway.
And the lip paint is like a bit scratched off as well.
Creepy, in my opinion. I mean, I'm sorry if there is something attached to it and I'm saying your doll's creepy, but I don't like those dolls, especially the one with the discoloured eyes.
Really? I find... Oh, that one's called Baby Liam. Don't ask why it's named after my brother. Ask 4-year-old me. But, yeah, that one's called Baby Liam. I don't get, like, so much off of that one. But it is a little bit creepy, but it's just not as much.
It gives off those creepy vibes that I don't even like looking at it. I mean, when you had the dolls in this room, I told you to get them out.
Yeah.
Kindly.
Thing is, after I slept with Rose, the blonde one, in my bed, multiple times, I've told Mom to get them out from under my bed because of what happened when I slept with Rose. I don't know if I've brought it up on the podcast, actually.
I don't think you brought it up on the podcast, but you have told me personally a while ago, I think.
Yeah, because I slept with Rose, like, 3-4 times, and I've had the same exact dream every, like, single time. Like, every single time I slept with her in my bed.
Yeah. You gonna tell the story then?
Sure. You want to know something though? Same thing, even if I put her at the bottom of my bed, same dream. Next to me, same dream. Like, she just can't be on my bed because it just then gives me that dream.
And then, like, when it's away, no
and then when it's away, no dream. But it's so creepy, and I honestly, I just don't, like,
Okay.
Yeah, you want me to tell this? I don't know if I've told it or not, but yeah, so I'll make it quick just in case.
Yeah.
So I basically, whenever I slept with a doll, I would get the same dream, and that dream would be me waking up in my bed, and then I would get this, like, point of view of just, like, if it was a movie and they switch from my point of view to, like, the stairs, because this is where it is, the stairs, and then I just see my doll, Rose, crawling on all fours up the stairs, going, Mommy, Mama, Mama, and it's honestly so scary, but then she eventually makes it up the stairs every single time, and gets me. I basically wake up. She gets to me, but I wake up.
No.
But every single time I sleep with her, that's what happens. Should I experiment and sleep with her again and see if I get the same dream?
Can you make sure it's a night when I'm not in my bed?
I'll be terrified though to even bring her up here. No, that's very rude.
That is going to be the end of today's podcast episode. We have talked about quite a lot. It's been a bit of a mismatch of things, because we talked about the Goatman's Bridge.
Goatman,
and
Goatman,
learned about
Goatman.
learned about the history and the background, which was very interesting. Then we read one person's story off of Reddit, because we got to our own stories, which I feel like was fun to explain. And all of these well, at least mine and some of yours happened more recently, except for the doll one.
Doll one.
I think that was it.
Yeah.
But these happened within the past, like, 3 months, can we say?
Yeah.
So, like, quite recent. stories. And I mean, I always like to say it kind of makes sense for this house. It is quite an old house. I just don't know the history of this house, so I don't know what does and doesn't make sense, if you know what I mean. Anyway, sidetrack. Thank you all so much for listening or watching. Remember to subscribe if you are watching / listening on YouTube, or remember to leave a 5-star review on Spotify. But thank you all so much, and we hope to see you all in the next episode. Bye.